Chrisean Rock needs to be in jail expeditiously. First of all, she should have been in jail when she never put her tooth back in. That very first day that she decided I'm not gonna put my tooth back in, somebody should have knocked her out, handcuffed her, and threw away the motherfucking key when they locked her ass in that cell. For real. Because I remember in 2020 she was on Blue Girls Club. I think that was the first time I'd ever seen Chrisean. And I was watching Blue Girls Club because I didn't watch Bad Girls Club when I was younger. I didn't have the ability to watch TV shows like that, right? So when I seen Blue Girls Club, I was like, oh, this is a new version and it's all black girls. Like, yeah, I'm interested in seeing this. I kind of like Blueface, you know what I'm saying? So I would watch it. I did watch that shit. It was some bullshit for real. It was some bullshit. But you know what? It was enough bullshit to where I felt like, damn, I watched this. So I watched it. I did. I did. I think it was like 1 or 2 seasons. And it's exactly what Baddies is right now. You know what I'm saying? But it was softer. The women were cuter. They were less aggressive. The only person I felt on there that was just super aggressive and wanting to kill people was Chrisean. Like watching that bitch be a real berserker on that show, it let me know like something's wrong with her mentally. But I also saw her building a huge fan base, and I was like, what the hell? Why would people want to rally after someone who's like this? She's walking around with a pacifier in her mouth. That told me that she's stunted. She's stunted mentally. That's what that told me. But I remember the girls being like, "Oh no, Chrisean, that girl, she was that girl yelling mad because she could fight." And it's like y'all are trying to live vicariously through Chrisean. Is what I feel like. It's like you bitches are weak ass hoes that want to fight and want to beat bitches up, but you never could because you can't. You're not that strong. You don't have the leg power, the arm power. You know what I'm saying? You don't have the strength nor the speed. Chrisean is a real athlete, so of course she does. You bitches aren't athletes. You bitches can't even lift a weight. A 5 pound dumbbell, do a few sets, you're supposed to be tired, try to quit the gym. You know what I'm saying? But y'all want to live vicariously through Chrisean because you know that about yourselves, right? And when you see Chrisean is a real heavy hitter, somebody who's really coming with that, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And she was just proud about it. You know what I'm saying? Not even proud in the way that felt like she was just arrogant at the time, but it did feel like she just knew who she was. She knew what she was coming with, and she was standing on it, right? The more we got to know Chrisean, the more we got to see Chrisean after that, when she started to date Blue, because it seemed like during the show they were having things going on. I could tell that he was interested in her during the show, and they probably had already had relations. I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really care about that, but it definitely seemed like Chrisean was gaining a lot of traction during 2020 just because of that show. Like people were watching her and being like, "Wow, Chrisean's beautiful. She's an athlete. She's light skinned." Because really, that's what I think adds to it. If she was dark skinned and if she did not have curly hair, I do think that the perception of her would have been different. When old girl called her dirty, I think that people would have believed that she was dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like, but because she's so gorgeous and so like cute, see, like, stop, what? Oh my God, stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know. I think people just let it slide. They truly was like, nah, bitch. I think her persuasion. Again, I don't watch Zeus. I don't watch Baddies and nothing like that, but I remember seeing that clip, but I was like, no, I remember Chrisean being dirty because I watched her. I watched her in 2020 on Blue Girls Club. You know what I'm saying? So when I seen the clip from Baddies, when they was talking about her being dirty and she was whooping Persuasion in the kitchen in the sink, I'm like, there's no way you gonna whoop somebody because you dirty. You're a dirt bucket and you mad somebody saying something about it, baby. Just go wash. Just go wash that ass. Why it gotta be all of this? You know what I'm saying? But because I remember her from Blue Girls Club when she was on there, they were complaining that she would leave messes everywhere. Listen, if you have not watched Blue Girls Club and you're interested in seeing more of Chrisean or the origin of Chrisean on shows like this, like Baddies or whatever, because I think before this she was on a show like uh Ninja Warrior, something like that. Something. It was for athletes. It's pretty much, one of those shows. You remember? I don't know if y'all was young enough or old enough when on Nickelodeon, those shows where it was like Wipeout. That wasn't on Nickelodeon. That was on ABC. Wipeout is something like that, but for athletes for real. Like you really going through some strenuous courses or whatever, like to prove like how athletic you are, some shit like that, right? Chrisean was on that, so I didn't know shit about that, right? But I think that was the first thing that she was on. Seeing her on Blue Girls Club and then seeing her on Baddies, all the shit is just making more sense from what I saw on Blue Girls Club. But people were so in denial because they were so, I don't know. I think they were so refreshed by Chrisean's personality because she was so like dead serious. Like I'll fight anybody. I don't care who they are. I'll beat them up. I'll sneak them. I don't care, and I'll stand on who I am. And I'm just having fun and I'm free. You know what I'm saying? And the girls wanted to be that. I think a lot of women saw some qualities in Chrisean that they don't have for themselves. The ability to just stand on what you do. The ability to just try anybody, say anything to anybody, or do anything to anybody. A lot of women are scary in real life, so they was like, wow, to finally see someone who's not scary. I want to be her. I want to be just like her. Who cares? A girl called her dirty and she beat her up. Exactly. That's what you're supposed to do. Until we get a few years down the line and people are saying, no, she's actually really freaking dirty. Now girls want to be like, oh, Chrisean is nasty. We men said that. That's been said from the jump, but that was easily ignorable for you because you were so focused on sensationalizing the fact that she wants to beat people up with one tooth. It bothered me bad because when I peeped, like, oh, she has a tooth that she could put in, she just chooses not to put the tooth in. And here's one thing. I think it is very ableist, of me to say, you need all your teeth. You should want teeth. It ain't even all that. It ain't got to be all that, but it is. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, respectfully, when it comes down to it, if you have the opportunity to put your front tooth back in your mouth, why wouldn't you put your front tooth back in your mouth? Is it? I can see sometimes I know people be talking about how uncomfortable the teeth is, but disrespectfully, even Chrisean, what the fuck? Like the shit was trifling as hell. It's been trifling as fuck. I always thought Chrisean was trifling. The very first time when I saw her in Blue Girls Club, I thought she was trifling as shit. Right? Goes on in Blue Girls Club, you can tell that she started a relationship with Blue. She could tell that she's wanting him bad. But here's my thing: Blue is obviously a pimp or a want to be pimp or something like that. Because to have a show in the first place, Blue Girls Club, Blue Girls, and I've always been wondering what the hell is that about because I know some girl from my hometown. She will always post in Blue, and she was saying that she was one of Blue's girls, and she would post Blueface all the time. This is the time he was literally in prison. She would post him and stuff like, "Oh, that's Daddy, da 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 da. He does this for me," and she would make videos like music videos for herself, and she would call herself like something Blue. Like it was very strange, and it seemed like he had some sort of group that he would put girls into, like, or they would somehow get into it. I don't know. I don't know how it was. I don't know what exactly was going on, but it seemed like he potentially has some sort of group that helps women get into music videos or be music video girls or something like that. I don't know. I don't know exactly what's going on, but it's very strange. All I know is Chrisean was one of them girls, and it seems like the girls want to be Chrisean. It seemed, well, at the time, the girls wanted to be Chrisean really bad. They wanted to be a strong girl with abs, muscles, and light skin with curly hair. Because I couldn't see shit else about the bitch to want to be like her. But the hoes was they was in a fury about Chrisean. Oh, Chrisean Malone is that girl, Chrisean Malone. And then she got a sister that looks just like her, Taseki. These are two bad bitches, right? Down the motherfucking line, after 2020, after Blue Girls Club, when I see this show, Baddies. Now, mind you, I've never watched Baddies. I've never watched an episode of Baddies. I don't know what the shit is about for real, but it seems like it's just about fighting and who can be the baddest. Who's worthy to be called a bad bitch, pretty much. And then they're redefining what a bad bitch is by saying like a bad bitch is someone who has to fight. Like that ain't womanly to me. That ain't. I don't know. I don't know. That ain't. What is it, ladylike? I mean, I ain't gonna tell no bitch to be ladylike. I do a lot of shit that ain't ladylike, respectfully. But that's one thing you wouldn't catch me doing is getting on the show to get my wig pulled off and fight bitches. The hell kind of shit is that? But that's what Chrisean did. She got on the show, and I think it was because of her, first appearance on Baddies, and then when Natalie Nunn, I think Natalie Nunn seen how well Baddies, Blue Girls Club was performing, so she was like the entrepreneur that she is, the Capricorn that she motherfucking is. She was like, I'm gonna make some money. I'm gonna turn this into a franchise because I can. Because I was once on a show called Baddies or Bad Girls Club. You know what I'm saying? So I guess she wanted to make a remake of that, and she got Chrisean on there. Now, Chrisean gets on there around women who are women. Chrisean is a berserker, a booktooth berserker. She gets on there around women who are actually women. And we are watching this, or not we, because I didn't watch this shit. People are watching this on their televisions, on their television screens that Beyonce paid for to put in their motherfucking house. They're deciding to cut on some goddamn baddies and watch Chrisean Malone beat people up. They're geeked. Oh, ha, ha, ha. Persuasion said Chrisean was dirty, but Chrisean beat her ass. So we don't know. We don't give a fuck. Pretty much. That's what I was seeing, and that's what I was hearing when I kept seeing these clips of Chrisean beating up Persuasion in that freaking kitchen sink. And all it got to me was she's dirty. Why is nobody pinning on that? All y'all want to talk about is the fact that Persuasion got beat up. Persuasion is skinny. If Chrisean was a heavyweight boxer and Persuasion was also a boxer, they would be in two different categories. They would be in two different heats. Oh, that's what it's called. I don't even know. But they would not be fighting together. They're in two different ranks. Chrisean is big. Like, I don't think y'all realize. I think Chrisean, I want to give Chrisean, maybe she's like 5'8" or 5'9", right? Even if she's 5'7", she's a big girl. You know what I'm saying? She weighs definitely more than 150 pounds and definitely more than 160. She's heavy. She looks like she weighs around 175, 180. And to be her height, I think she's like 5'7", 5'8", 5'9", potentially. She's heavy. She's heavy, and she's hitting hard, and she's coming with a lot of anger. Like this, she's fighting with trauma. She's fighting with stress, and she's fighting with the desire to not be where the fuck she came from. You know what I'm saying? She wants to just be out in the world, and she's fighting for her spot to be there. You know what I'm saying? But the thing was, I peeped at the time. I'm like, why? What is this show about? Fighting? So y'all got Chrisean Malone on here, a person who's been through some deeply traumatic experiences. You get this bitch on here to fight some more? Put the bitch in the boxing ring. Put the bitch in some real sports. Y'all want to put this bitch on a motherfucking TV show for the entertainment purposes of niggas. Negroes are sitting and watching Chrisean and some other black bitches fight on islands. Fight in a B&B. You ain't feeding these hoes nothing but some liquor. And you got these bitches just fighting all day long. What the fuck kind of entertainment is that? But I guess it's a lot. And I think it is a lot of it at the very beginning was Chrisean Malone. Then of course we have other characters like Biggie and whoever. I don't even know those people. Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? But right now we're talking about Chrisean. I can't stand the bitch. Because what's really bothering me at this point is you go on to be on Baddies, right? You could have really segued yourself into so much great shit, but you chose to get pregnant by Blueface, a man who fucking hates you. That man showed you that he hates you. If a man is ready to buck up at you and then have somebody else buck up at you and like, yeah, fight her. My man would never, ever, ever. What kind of shit is that? What you mean fight? What? Like, that man does not view Chrisean as a lady. And she don't care because she don't view herself as a lady. She don't view herself as nothing but somebody who wants. Somebody who with a deep intrinsic desire to be wanted, to be desired, or just to have things in the world. She's just a person who's just desiring things. So she can't see herself past her freaking desires. And one of her desires was to be wanted. And when Blueface made her feel a little piece of wanted by making her feel like the bottom bitch, you know what I'm saying? She was willing to do any and everything to make sure that, she stays in that spot. You got pregnant. You thought that I was gonna keep the nigga. That's what happened. You thought it was gonna keep the nigga. You thought it was gonna keep him close to you. It didn't. So that whole time, for probably like between 4 and 5 months, you was contemplating, should I get this abortion? Should I get this abortion? But then religion. You so religious, stupid, dumb as hell, stupid as fuck. You so fake religious, really, that your religion is making you question whether or not you should make a good decision for yourself. You should have got rid of the baby. She should have gotten an abortion, but instead of doing that, she decided, oh, well, I can just get an abortion any day. Listen, I've been in that exact same position. I done been pregnant and feeling like, well, I'm going to get an abortion so I can drink. But my shit was already scheduled, so I did drink. You feel what I'm saying? Chrisean, on the other hand, planned very well. She know that she did not want to get rid of the baby, but she knew that she should. But that it was just she teetered harder in that line until to the point where she teetered it so long that you couldn't even make that decision no more. You didn't even have an option of whether or not you could get rid of the baby. Now you have to keep it. And now you have to sit with the consequences of what you did while you was trying to make your decision. Because you was drinking and smoking while you was making your decision. You supposed to sit in the quiet room by yourself with no motherfucking nothing going on. No music, no nothing. With some padded motherfucking walls to protect you from you while you making decisions like this. Bitch, you done drank everything in the goddamn liquor store. All them times that I seen videos of Chrisean Malone, when they were saying she's pregnant with Blueface's baby, huge round belly, and you're in the club with a cup. You ain't even trying to hide it. You're not even sitting in your house taking a few sips here and there. You're actively out at the club, smoking big fat blunts and drinking. What the fuck? Bitch, you don't lost your mind, ho. You did lose your mind. And now your baby done lost his mind. The baby done lost his goddamn mind. The baby don't know he here. It's been 2 fucking years that the baby been alive. Well, in the world. Baby has no idea that he's here. He don't know what the heck is going on because Chrisean will not take care of anything in her life because she's just so worried and so focused on being wanted or being desired in this world. Because it seems like from a young age, it seems like nobody really gave a fuck about Chrisean until she was doing something good, or if she can show it, if she was able to show that she had a skill, she was able to show that she could do something that other people couldn't. Because, some people growing up, their parents didn't give a fuck about them until they showed their parents, like, I can run fast. And then it was like, oh, we're going to put you in some track. You know what I'm saying? You aggravating on all other lanes, you stupid as fuck. But we're going to put you in some goddamn tracks so we can make something of you. And I think that's what happened to Chrisean. Aggravating, dumb as hell, and was being abused. And they didn't want to put up with the girl. So they just put her in shit and made her feel special only if she was able to bring something to the table. Only if she was able to fight. Only if she was able to be strong. Only if she was able to be fast. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, she started trying to prove herself and her importance in people's life, but it's like, these are childish things. Nobody cares that you're able to fight. Nobody cares how you have the ability to whoop people's ass. You don't have enough depth in the Jesus Christ just for you to be able to be a speaker. And it bothers me so bad. Every time I hear this bitch doing something and she's like, Yahweh! He gonna put you under the hell. If there's an under hell, he gonna put you in there, bitch. Because ain't no fucking way you think this is proper. Ain't no goddamn way you think in hell that you're gonna go to heaven if there is one. Chrisean, you're going to hell. And I'm the bus driver to hell. So I'm gonna make sure you're on that motherfucking list so I can take you there, bitch. Because the way you doing that, your child, there's no goddamn way you're at the beach. Now it's November. You're at the fucking beach. And I'm from Florida, so I know the beach be cold during this time of the year. Very cold. You know what I'm saying? The beach be cold, the water kind of be cold, period. You know what I'm saying? But during this time of the year, the wind that blows off of that water is very cold. You know what I mean? And it's not comfortable enough for a child, a baby, a 2-year-old to be out there, no nothing on. You got the baby just sitting in the stroller. The baby live in the stroller. That's my problem. Why your child live in the fucking stroller, bitch? You don't even try to, because I remember being 10 years old and my cousin, she had a baby. And she would be over at my grandma's house all the time because I live with my great grandma, and that was her grandma. You know what I'm saying? So she would be over there all the time with her baby. And I would be trying to help him walk because I even knew at 10 years old that if you help babies walk, if you try to stand them up and get them, they might do a little piece of something. Chrisean, she do not try to help that baby do nothing. All she do is pat his back and make sure he ain't choking or starving. And then I don't even know about the starving part because I seen her pick up a bottle out of the sand at the beach, baby. Out of the motherfucking sand. And then hold it. I don't know what she did after it. I don't know if she rinsed it or what, but I hope to God she did not give that baby that bottle. But here's my thing. Why is the baby even taking bottles? He has teeth. He has teeth. He has teeth. Like, he can eat food. But at this point, I feel like it would probably be very dangerous for her to introduce food to this child because he don't know what the hell. He probably very used to drinking all the time. That's what he's used to, drinking. And he's probably not even getting the proper nutrients to stand up. You know what I'm saying? Because after a while, you need some meats to build strong muscles. You just build it. He just drinking milk all his life. So he done got the most vitamin D in the world. The baby, Lord have mercy. The baby bones just as Lord, I don't even know what to say. Everybody, because we don't even know what he has. We don't know if it's crude to chat. We don't know if it's fetal alcohol. We don't know what the hell's going on. But I'm suspecting it's crude to chat and fetal. You know what I'm saying? The fetal alcohol syndrome, because there's no way that she didn't that her drinking didn't affect that baby. Because in those first few months of the child growing and developing, it's very important that you don't do shit like that. But she did. So that's the outcome of what she's done. This is her karma. And people think karma is like what you do comes back around to you. And that's like a very simplified Western version of it. But karma is just like, once you do something, it's called karma is just cause and effect. You did this, so this is the effect of your actions. You drank while you was pregnant. Now your baby can't fucking walk. He can't talk. He don't even know he here. All he can do is see. And it's just barely that. He's seeing shit. And he's like, holy shit, what the fuck am I seeing? Ah. And you're like, yeah, man, what you want a bottle? What's wrong? I seen a video of him in his crib. He got every toy in the freaking world in his crib, so he could suffocate in the middle of the night and die. I seen a video the other day of Chrisean talking about she went to the beach for hours and prayed for hours, and she was on the, where the fuck was the baby at? I have an inkling some months down the line that she's going to drown that baby. I'm not lying. I have an inkling. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But that's just what I think. I think she's going to try to harm the baby. I feel like she's trying to come up with excuses or reasons right now. She's trying to do things right now that would be conducive to the death of her child. I truly think she's going to try to get rid of him because she's starving him. Really, right now, she's pretty much starving that baby. When you are a certain age, like imagine as a grown person who you know you need nutrients and somebody just feeding you milk. And it'd be one thing if it was breast milk. Chrisean is not breastfeeding her son, so he's not getting proper nutrients. He's getting the nutrients from the milk out of the can. That bitch ain't worth shit. Somebody should offer, and not just me being real. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. Somebody should offer the bitch, but people keep telling her, or Blueface, or Carlissa, whoever keep telling her that she ain't safe in LA or whatever. And she keep trying to pop up to show that she is, and pop up with a whole bunch of bloods and stuff. Like I don't know. Chrisean is just too gangster. And she don't know. I don't think she knows she's a girl. I don't think she knows she's a girl at all. You know what I'm saying? And what it boils down to is that something's just gonna happen to her. Something's gonna happen to her and her son. I'm not exactly sure what, but I'm gonna wait and see. I truly think that's the same thing that happened to Ronnie. I think that if Blueface finds out, or if you get the DNA test, because I seen Blueface brother saying, I'm telling Blueface, like on live or whatever, I don't know. I think he was on live though and trying to point a message to his brother saying, bro, you need to say that the baby is yours. They're gonna do something bad to you because Chrisean's saying that she's gonna do it to you. She's gonna do to you what she did to Ronnie if you say that the baby's not yours. And if you get a DNA test and you prove that the baby not yours, you're gonna have issues. So I suggest you don't get no DNA test, right? That's what the brother said. That's what Blueface's brother said. Now I don't know. I don't know what the heck going on, but I do think I do think that Chrisean gonna do something bad to Blueface if he don't or if he do decide to go and get that DNA test. But I also seen a clip a few weeks ago of him with the child on the couch, and then the daddy hand him like a swab, one of those Q-tips. So I don't know. I think he did get the test, and I think he knows that baby ain't his because the baby don't even look like him. The baby look just like Ronnie. Chrisean know that's Ronnie's baby, but she want to be tied to Blueface so bad. She want Blueface to accept her so bad, and she's gonna punish him for not wanting her. I hate that. I hate that bad for her because that's just a loser lifestyle. That's a real loser lifestyle. Like Blueface of all niggas, like when the way that Chrisean popped out, who she was when she first popped out, I don't know how she convinced herself that Blueface is the man that she needed or who needs to want her. Like you could have had the world. There are plenty of men who are willing to accept dumb, light-skinned bitches who could fight. And that's all you could do. There's plenty of men who are willing to tame you and just pay for your life for the rest of your life. But you want it to be under Blueface's thumb. Why? You want it to be a bottom bitch so bad. You want it to be the most desired so bad. And what that tells me is somebody has made you second place constantly in your life. And I do think it's her own daddy. Because if you look at Chrisean, you can tell that she's mixed. You know what I'm saying? So I think her daddy's white. And so I think that he's been paying their family for a long time to, shut the fuck up about him being daddy. And so now her real dad or whoever or whatever, like the guy who's been playing her dad her whole life, I think she knows the fact that I don't think Chrisean might be the last child. I don't really know. I should look more into that before I talk about the bitch. But respectfully, it seems like Chrisean ain't never been chose. Nobody has ever chosen Chrisean and made her feel like the special person that she feels like she is. Like she's done so much. She worked so hard. She's built such a great body through athletics and all this kind of shit, through her skill and effort. But still, no one has made her first place. And that's probably hurtful. That probably hurts her real bad that she's not first place and she wants to be first really bad in somebody's life. She's not even first in her sister's life. She ain't even first in her kid's life, in her son's life, in Chrisean. And that's another thing. Why the fuck did you name that boy Jesus? Why did you name that boy Jesus? Who told you to fucking do that? That's real blasphemy. You claim that you read your fucking Bible. You claim to be a good Christian girl or whatever the heck you claim to be, bitch. I don't know what the hell you got going on. But you named your son Jesus. Why would you do some shit like that? Jesus walked on water. Your son can't even walk at all, period. Why would you do some shit like that? Does that even make sense? Chrisean Jesus Jr.? Junior? Because who is Chrisean Jesus the first? Bitch, stop playing, hoe. And then the nerve of you. His first words was, "Thank you, God." I watched the video. I seen people in the comments like, "Oh, no, I might have to take that back. Now she might have been right. Now she might have been, man." Stop, man. You're making me very mad. You're making me very mad. Like, take the child to some speech classes. Take the child to some motherfucking walking classes. You want to get on here and tell us he said, "Thank you, God." He ain't thanking God for shit, but except the fact that he ain't dead yet. And he might even be cursing God. He might even said, "Fuck you, God." I think that's what he might have actually really said, because "thank you, God" don't make sense in the context of what the hell going on. He was thanking God to be in the arms of Chrisean Malone. That's a fucking lie, bitch. You're alive from hell. And so is your son. If that's what he said, he's a liar. Fuck out of here, man. What are you talking about? That shit is nuts. She's nuts. And Chrisean's going to hell. If there is one, she's going there. You know what I'm saying? And because if there is one, I'm going too. And I'm gonna make sure Chrisean come with me. Fuck you talking about? Yeah. She better be there. Hell. Well, yeah. That's what I gotta say about the bitch for right now. We're just gonna see some more developments. We're gonna wait for a couple of weeks and see what the fuck happened. Because you already know the type of bitch she is. She just can't sit still. She gonna keep doing shit. Why the fuck did you just buy a surfboard, bitch? Can you even swim? I'm gonna assume she can't swim. I'm gonna assume that Chrisean Malone can swim. My thing is, why the fuck did you buy a surfboard talking about you finna be a pro swimmer, bitch? You have a skill. You have a sport already that you're good at. You think you can't be good? You ain't gonna be a pro, and you could be a fighter if you wanted to really do something. You could fight bitches, but that's what you really wanted to do, ho. You want to be a surfer? She trying to drown that baby. You ain't fooling nobody, because you ain't fooling me. You trying to drown that boy. We gonna see in the next few months what happens, where her son end up at, or whatever case. We gonna see. But I do think she's plotting and planning to drown that young man. But you know what? I ain't gonna say too much about it because that ain't too much of my business. But that'll be that.